Greetings, hello, and welcome to Virtual SenchaCon 2023, your all JavaScript, all day virtual conference. My name is Jim McKeith. I'm the Chief Developer Advocate for IDERA, and I'm joined today by an illustrious panel of presenters, both from within Sencha as well as our MVPs and the community, all here to share their knowledge and give you the skills and tools you need to be a JavaScript rockstar. This is the opening keynote for Virtual SenchaCon 2023. It started at 9 a.m. Central Daylight Time. All times here are in Central Daylight Time. And at top of the hour, we do have the power of low code, transforming developer productivity for the modern age. After that is customized test automation of Ext JS applications, what, why, and how. Then is Sencha Ext JS formulas, a comprehensive guide, followed by dependency injection with JavaScript. And then for the second half of the day is an introduction to Sencha Rapid Ext JS. Definitely want to stay tuned for that one. And Sencha Ext JS Inspect and Debug. Then we have a customer success story in Soft 4 applications with Ext JS. And last but not least is responsive examples with Ext JS applications. Here in the keynote, our agenda starts off with an introduction to Stephen Strake, the Sencha General Manager. He will talk about IDERA's growth and provide an overview for Sencha, then discuss some near-term initiatives. And he'll also be joined by Sarina Dupont, our Director of Product Management, to discuss the upcoming Sencha Roadmap. We're going to finish it all off with some Q&A, so if you have any questions, put them in the question panel if you're joining us live, and we'll do our best to get them answered for you. Allow me to quickly introduce Stephen, Sencha's General Manager. He brings over 15 years of tech industry experience to the role, most recently as the General Manager of Preemptive, a software obfuscation company. While serving as General Manager of Sencha, he is also the General Manager of IDERA's Lanza. Outside of work, he's on the junior board of the Boys and Girls Club of Houston, leads a men's Bible study group for an organization called Community Bible Study, and is married to his wife of 9 years with 4 kids. The most recent addition joined on March 13th, so just less than a month ago.
Thank you for that introduction, Jim, and hello, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to SenchaCon 2023. My wife and I recently just had our 4th child, so my goal is to have as much hair this time next year as I do in that picture that you had on the screen, Jim. No promises, though. My name is Stephen Strake. I'm the General Manager of Sencha, and today we'll be exploring the rapidly evolving world of JavaScript frameworks and how Sencha is keeping pace with the latest trends and technologies. I'd like to personally thank all the presenters and Sencha team members who've helped put this event on for us today. It's going to be awesome. Also, this is by far the most people we've ever had attend SenchaCon, so I'm super excited to have everyone here with us. We have a lineup of talented speakers on the agenda, so let's go ahead and jump in. So why did I take this job? Well, I didn't accept it immediately because I wanted to do some due diligence first. Once I started digging in, I was immediately enamored with the opportunity. Sencha's got a unique, world-class product offering in a JavaScript market that's exploding. Renewal rates are in the 90s, which means people love our tool set. The team is passionate about advancing our products, and they also have a customer-centric mindset. Sencha also has an excellent group of MVPs who champion the product in all sorts of ways. When I factored all of those things in, it was a no-brainer for me, and I immediately accepted the job. IDERA was founded in 2003 as BBS Technologies by a man named Rick Pletzko to develop server management software for both Windows and Linux. The company changed its name to IDERA in 2012, and in 2013, Randy Jacobs became the CEO, with Chris Smith as the COO. They focused on developing a robust product set of database, developer, and DevOps tools with a focus on ease of use. IDERA's strategy over the last decade, which you can see in this chart, has been to acquire companies and to add to their product portfolio. We've bought over 25 companies in the last 8 years. Private equity funding from TA, HGGC, Partners Group, and many others have supported our strategy to buy, hold, and grow these companies. Organic growth is pivotal for us. IDERA continues to add new tools to its product portfolio to offer customers the best solutions. We're headquartered in Austin and Houston, Texas, with 12 global offices, 650 employees, 50,000 global customers, and over 1 million users. Now, I won't spend a lot of time on this slide since we covered it in the timeline slide, but here's a quick visual to show you the depth of our brands IDERA has to offer. IDERA's commitment to software is that it's easy to use and that we deliver value faster than our competition. So you can see here, we've got 3 main business units. Sencha falls into the developer tools business unit. However, I have been with IDERA a very long time, so I've got very good relationships with other general managers across the companies. So talk with your account rep. If you have any interest in any of these other companies or tool sets, let your account rep know, and I'm pretty sure we can get you a sweet discount. Overall, we had a fantastic year of growth for Sencha, and we have all of you in the community to thank for that. Our new logo business actually grew 30%. Applications, users, and overall awareness of the brand was at an all-time high, but we're never satisfied. So how did Sencha get started? Well, Sencha was founded in 2007 to provide software tools and frameworks to enable developers to create applications using JavaScript and HTML5. Sencha recognized the potential of web technologies to create sophisticated applications that could rival desktop applications in terms of functionality and user experience. We make it easier for developers to build complex, high-performance web applications. We have over 140 pre-integrated UI components to save you time and work. Our visual designs tools also let you create beautiful interfaces rapidly. We have over 10,000 customers, and that number is continuing to grow. Most important to me is that we've got 65 happy and helpful staff dedicated to making your life easier. Sencha has thousands and thousands of customers in many different industries around the world, and each one is important to us. Over 60% of the Fortune 500 companies use Sencha, which is a pretty crazy statistic. Ext JS is ubiquitous across all major industries, ranging from the largest financial organizations to defense contractors to government entities to tech firms. Sencha is truly unique because it meets the requirement of major enterprises and mom and pop shops alike. It allows our customers to create high-quality applications in a shorter amount of time that are secure. I encourage you to read through some of our case studies on our site to see how Sencha has been a game changer for our customers. I've had a chance in my short time here with Sencha to speak with many of our customers and partners. And I was excited to hear that many of the reasons why I decided to take this job are the same reasons why they choose to use our framework. We continue to offer best-of-breed solutions for organizations that prioritize security and stability in their customer-facing applications. Our customers are able to get to market faster and achieve higher margins because of the depth of our solution and the richness of our component library. So many of you at this point are probably saying, okay, that's great, Stephen, but you've not talked about the open source options out there. So open source, it definitely has a role in the JavaScript market, but the vulnerabilities of using open source increase the amount of risk to those who develop in them. Many of the vulnerabilities are difficult to identify until there's a significant breach, and then you immediately become a headline in a newspaper. Open source government can be difficult to enforce and very expensive for those who endeavor to do so. Our main goal at Sencha is to help you avoid becoming a statistic, just like the ones on this slide. There are many questions you must ask yourself if you choose to go to the open source route. Are you covered from legal requirements of using multiple open source frameworks? Are you comfortable with monitoring and managing the license over the life of the product? What would the risk be if some of those frameworks stop getting updates? Can you support them in-house if needed? Are you set up to test these components to work together over multiple browsers and platforms as they update? How much time will you need to invest in managing these components ongoing, and what will the cost to your business be? A better and safer option is to have a framework like Sencha that's fully integrated, tested, expandable, and has support for modern and key legacy browsers. Ext JS is safer because everything is built in-house. You've got a number to call when your app is on the line, and it's a true enterprise solution designed for the most data-intensive apps. Ext JS enables JavaScript developers to rapidly deliver data-intensive enterprise applications, providing everything in the box, including a very, very blazingly fast JavaScript grid, which is over 300 times faster than our other vendors, over 140 plus UI components, and a powerful data loading and caching engine. The foundational pieces of your application, like cross-platform compatibility, creating building blocks, testing, and maintenance, represent a massive percentage of a team's development. As you all know, investing unnecessary time in these processes hurts your bottom line. Ext JS is a complete solution that allows you to focus on your development efforts on the components core to your specific application, saving your team cycles and keeping margins high. Just look at some of these things on the screen. It's pretty eye-opening. Ext JS saves 50% on front-end developments, 75% on cross-browser and cross-platform development, and 75% on annual application maintenance. When you've decided to take a new application to the market, I'm pretty sure that the last thing you want is to spend development cycles on things you don't have to do. Staying a step ahead of your competition is critical in today's fast-paced landscape. And you can rest assured that your team's cycles are dedicated to your app's core competencies and key differentiators by getting a head start with Ext JS. All right, so what are some near-term initiatives? Well, we already have several fantastic initiatives underway, but my top initiative is addressing how we can put the developer first. My main instruction to the team from day one has been to focus on the question, what have we done for our customers lately? What have we delivered to make their jobs easier? Like Jeff Bezos preaches, we're not competitor obsessed, we're customer obsessed. We start with what the customer needs and we work backwards. That's my goal and our team's goal every single day that we wake up. Next, we're increasing investment on products, focus on ease of use, predictability, and security. While bells and whistles are nice, maintaining high reliability is extremely critical. Ext JS is a big focus for us and will be in the future as well. Next, we have a beta version of Rapid Ext JS available, and I urge you to sign up for it so that we can gather some feedback before our launch. In the next slide, I'll actually show you a quick preview of what Ext JS is, and then we've also got some later presentations where we go into much more detail on that front. But sign up, give us your feedback. Again, we're working to make this product available later this year, but we need your feedback in order to make it the best possible release we can. Just yesterday, I also had a discussion with Wimerson, who's our MVP manager, about our MVP roadmap, which is extremely critical. We've got some exciting ideas to rejuvenate that MVP program, and we plan to roll out these ideas shortly. Furthermore, we're exploring some other exciting integrations with Idera's sister companies like Yellowfin, which can enhance your application with advanced BI reporting modules, including embedded charting, dashboarding, and much more. That's the beauty of being with Idera, is we've got all these companies and we've got the ability to put them together to make it more appealing and helpful for your day-to-day. Lastly, please, 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 please send me any ideas that you have. You know, we aim to grow alongside you and make your life easier, and your feedback is crucial. All right, we'll talk about this in a little bit greater detail later in the day, but we could not be more excited about introducing Rapid Ext JS to the market. It's our brand new Visual Studio code editor that allows you to accelerate the process of building enterprise applications in Ext JS. It's got a sleek drag and drop functionality just from looking at this little screenshot below. It's intuitive, it's got user-friendly design, makes creating boilerplate code, live previews, and customizing your editor a breeze. Like I mentioned before, sign up for our beta trial by visiting our website at www.sencha.com. And you'll see a top left corner where the beta process can start. To close us out, I'd like to assure you that my team and I are committed to delivering the best possible experience for our customers. We'll continue to innovate and push the boundaries of what is possible with our technology, while maintaining our commitment to quality and reliability. We understand that our success is tied to yours, and we're here to support you in any way that we can. Whether you have questions, concerns, or feedback, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. With that, I'd like to pass it over to our Director of Product Management, Sarina Dupont, to discuss some of the exciting areas in our product roadmap. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you, Stephen. My name is Sarina Dupont, and I lead product management for Idaris Developer Tools business unit, which includes Sencha. I'm really excited to be here with you today and talk about our roadmap plans for Sencha. Now, before I share our roadmap plans, I just wanted to mention that these plans and roadmap represent our intentions as of this date, but our development plans and priorities are subject to change. Now, when it comes to Ext JS, our promise to you is that we're really committed to Ext JS. We've been focusing on alternating between both quality and feature-focused releases, with the even numbers more focused on feature-focused releases and the odd numbers more on quality-focused releases. So the 7.7 release, which is around the corner, is going to focus on quality enhancements. And overall, we're continuing to focus on quality and performance improvements, keeping both the modern and classic toolkit on par, and really improving mobility and accessibility features. Now, another area that we've been focusing on is making it easier for customers to upgrade between versions of Ext JS. So we have a product that's called Upgrade Advisor. It's a free tool, and if you're not familiar with it, I'd encourage you to have a look. It really makes it much easier for customers to upgrade between versions. It's a free download on the Sencha website. And in just a couple of minutes, I'm going to go into a lot more detail on what is planned for 7.7, 7.8, and beyond. Now, there are three overarching themes when it comes to our Sencha 2023 roadmap. The first is this Ext JS is king. So we're continuing to focus on addressing customer requests in Ext JS, performance enhancements, looking at what functionality to add to the grid, classic to modern parity features, and more. So Ext JS really is king when it comes to our roadmap for Sencha in 2023. The second key theme is continued innovation. So as I mentioned earlier, and we're going to touch on more in this roadmap presentation, but also in additional SenchaCon sessions, is really around our continued innovation with the VS Code extension we've been working on called Rapid XJS. So we have a lightweight GUI extension with drag and drop functionality in the works called Rapid XJS. And we're also working on expanding our theming in terms of additional new themes. And we have a number of new initiatives that we're discussing in terms of continuing to innovate on the Sencha side. We also have a really strong focus on quality. So this includes Sencha Architect improvements, which I'm going to touch on in just a couple of minutes, enhancing the onboarding experience for customers with new getting started resources, and also continuing to alternate between quality and feature-focused point releases for 7.x. Now let's have a closer look at our roadmap, and each of the things that you're seeing here in the roadmap I'm going to cover in more detail in the following slides, but I wanted to give you a high-level overview of all the exciting things we're working on now, what is up next, and what we're planning for later. So right now we're working on the Ext JS 7.7 release. And that includes a number of requests from our customers that we're addressing in that release around our Ext JS components, including enhancements to our grid, our chart component, a tree panel component, combo box, store for modern and classic toolkit, and more. So one of the things we're always looking at for every product release for Ext JS is what are the key things our customers are looking for. So if you have requests for Ext JS that you would like the product team to consider, please reach out to us. We're also working on our IDE plugins for Eclipse, JetBrains, and VS Code. And this is also something that we're working on actively for the 7.7 release, is providing updated plugins for those IDEs and tools. Now, we're also working on addressing top customer requests for Sencha Architect, and that includes things like performance enhancements, import support for Sencha Themer themes, and also expanded menu option support for macOS. And those are just some of the key things that customers have been requesting for Sencha Architect to be added to the product. And we've also been working on a really exciting release for Sencha, which is our Visual Studio Code extension called Ext JS. And this is a beta release. It's currently in beta, and we've had it in beta for about 2 months, and it's focused on having Sencha Architect feature capabilities, along with support for existing CMD and NPM-based applications and projects to edit in any IDE. So this is really exciting for us. We've also been working on a Visual Studio Code extension called Ext JS, and this is really focused on having the Sencha Architect type capabilities within a VS Code extension, and I'm going to cover all of those in just a couple of minutes. Now, up next, following up on the 7.7 release, is going to be our 7.8 release. And again, we're focused on addressing our top customer requests in both the modern and classic toolkit, and also in terms of tooling updates. We have planned some additional grid features. We've also are working on localization support enhancements. These are some requests we've gotten from our customers. And then also Sencha command improvements, such as more ECMA support for the command compiler and support for higher Java versions. And these are the type of requests that we've been getting from our customers and that we are looking to address in the 7.8 release. Now, following up the beta release of the Ext JS extension will be the public release. And so right now is really an excellent time for you to give us your feedback on the beta. We've been in beta for about 2 months, and it's really a great opportunity for you to give us your feedback on the type of functionality that you would love to see. And so some of the things on our list that we are actively working on for the public release already are around support for latest Visual Studio Code versions, enhancing the user experience based on feedback we've received from our customers during the beta cycle, and also addressing top customer requests through that beta cycle. And anything that we continue to receive in the beta is something that we look at addressing in both the public release and also follow-on releases for Ext JS. Now, later in the future, what we have planned is the 7.9 release, addressing top customer requests. One of the focus areas that I mentioned earlier is going to be around accessibility improvements and also enhancements to the grid functionality that we have today in the product. And then kind of down the line, one of the things we're looking at for the VS Code extension for Ext JS, besides addressing top customer requests, is really extending support for Sencha Architect projects and easy migration to Ext JS. And so that's another focus area that we will have for the Ext JS VS Code extension. Now, a little bit more about our Ext JS plans. So back in January, we released a beta of Ext JS. It's a really excellent and very exciting VS Code extension. We've gotten a lot of great feedback on it. I believe there's also some sessions at SenchaCon where you can learn more. We have some videos on YouTube. We also have a beta site where you can sign up if you'd like to participate. And it's a powerful low-code editor that will really speed up application development for XJS applications. So it's focused on XJS and making it easier for you to build XJS applications. And so up next, as I mentioned, will be the public release. So this is really a great opportunity for you to give us your feedback on things you would like to see enhanced and added to Ext JS. And then the 1.1 release in the future will be focused on addressing top customer requests. And so if you're not familiar with the beta yet that we've been putting out and have had available for about 2 months, it's a low-code editor that really makes it easy for developers to build XJS applications efficiently and quickly with a really user-friendly interface and features. And so we provide a drag-and-drop interface for you to be able to easily drag-and-drop user interface components. We make it really easy for you to open an existing application or create a new one by filling out a simple form. We also provide a list of components and configurations out of the box. And adding components to the canvas is really as easy as dragging them onto your form. And so this is really an exciting toolkit that we are working on and have been working on for XJS to make it a lot easier for developers to build XJS applications within Visual Studio Code. And the beta release also provides support for 15 different device resolutions with the screen resolution selector. We have functionalities such as zooming capabilities. You can hold all your XJS components to be able to easily drag and drop them and adjust configurations. So there's really a lot of functionality built into the XJS beta. Now, in terms of what is planned for the public release, I touched on this briefly earlier when I was going over the roadmap timeline slide. And so we are really focusing on ease of use. So we've been getting feedback from customers like yourself on the beta and functionality that you would like to see, and we're focusing on updating that. We are also working on adding more templates for getting started. So we've been evaluating the type of templates that customers would like to see to make it easier for them to build all different types of applications without having to create them from scratch. We're also working on providing an undo and redo feature for the design view. So you could, for example, undo adding components or changing the alignment of the components, etc. on the canvas. Those are all the types of things we're looking at for the public release. We're also working on improvements to the Sencha Toolbox features, a number of enhancements to the component hierarchy view, and overall enhancing the documentation and getting started guide. So these are all the type of features that we're working on and have in the plans for the public release. But again, if you have things that you would love to see in Ext JS, please don't hesitate to reach out to us so we can consider them for the public release or a follow-on release. Now, what is planned for Ext JS? The work on 7.7 is fully underway. We are working on addressing top customer requests in both the classic and modern toolkit. It's also focused on grid and other major component enhancements, open tooling, supporting new versions of the various IDEs for which we have IDE plugins, Sencha Architect enhancements, Sencha Themer, and more. The 7.8 release is going to be more of a feature-focused release along with quality enhancements, and we're looking at additional grid features, localization support enhancements, Sencha command improvements, and more. And so if there are certain things you would love to see added to Ext JS, this is also a great time for you to reach out to the product team so we can take them under consideration for the 7.8 release. And then 7.9 is going to be focused on quality enhancements. Now let's dive in a little bit more on what we're working on for the 7.7 quality enhancements release. So again, we're focusing on addressing top customer requests in Ext JS for both modern and classic toolkit. One of the areas that we've been focusing on consistently for a long time is on modern and classic parity features. This is something that's really important for our customers as they move, for example, from the classic toolkit to the modern toolkit. We've been getting requests for functionality that they would like to see. So we've been working on parity features for both toolkits. One of the things we've been working on for 7.7 is really improvements to the time field and calendar modern components, chart component enhancements for both the classic and modern toolkit, enhanced Firefox user experience for the grid column, and also accessibility components and accessibility improvements for the grid. Now, another area, again, the grid is really our standout component we've been focusing on is Ext JS grid cell editing enhancements and scrolling improvements to provide an even better user experience, and then Sencha command improvements and open tooling enhancements. And all of those are going to go into the 7.7 release. Now, 7.8 is going to be a feature-focused release. It's going to provide a number of new features and quality enhancements. So if you have different ideas and things you would like to see, right now is a really great time to reach out to the product team with those types of requests so we can take them under consideration. But some of the things that we plan on focusing on in 7.8, besides quality enhancements, are adding new themes to the modern toolkit and continuing to focus on modern to classic parity features. So Sencha Command is really the cornerstone for your Ext JS application. It provides a full set of lifecycle management features such as scaffolding, minification, code minification, production build generation, and more. And so for Sencha Command, we're focused in our roadmap on better support for modern JavaScript versions, the latest Java version, also supporting the latest macOS versions such as macOS Monterey and Ventura, Windows 11, CLI enhancements, and documentation. We are also looking at expanding and enhancing our NPM and open tooling support, and this includes addressing CLI issues and support testing builds, dynamic package loading, and better theming support, along with support for Sencha command parameters and NPM scripts. And all of these are the types of things that we're going to be looking at throughout the year, and this is a theme we're going to carry throughout the year as we're looking at enhancing our Sencha tooling support. In today's roadmap presentation, I also wanted to share with you our plans for Sencha Architect in 2023. So today I've spoken quite a bit about Ext JS, our lightweight Visual Studio Code GUI extension that helps developers minimize their hand coding efforts. Now, Sencha Architect, our ultimate visual app builder, is here to stay. We are working on providing updates for Sencha Architect for each Ext JS release. And the upcoming release of Sencha Architect 4.34 will actually support on-demand download and easy installation. So you'll be able to install versions all the way from 4.x to 7.x and have on-demand installation support within Sencha Architect with the 4.34 release. And this is going to be really exciting for customers because it's going to make it much easier for them to choose whichever version of XJS they would like to use with Sencha Architect. We're also working on supporting all major platforms for the latest versions such as Windows 10 and Windows 11, Linux 20 and 22, macOS Intel, Mac M1 and M2. And these are all areas where we've gotten requests from our customers. And also we're focusing on quality enhancements in the 4.34 release. But if there are additional enhancements and improvements that you would like to see in Sencha Architect, please don't hesitate to reach out to us on the product side. Now, I also wanted to share with you today our plans throughout the year for the Sencha IDE plugins. Now, if you're not familiar with the IDE plugins, they provide productivity boosting capabilities within your favorite IDE of choice. And so we are working on providing updated support for our Sencha plugins for the latest versions of Eclipse, JetBrains, and also Visual Studio Code. So for example, our Visual Studio Code plugin provides support for features like IntelliSense, code completion, new XJS app creation, new XJS package creation, new XJS workspace creation, and more. And we're working on providing updated support for the latest Visual Studio Code versions. We're also working on an updated JetBrains plugin supporting the latest versions of WebStorm, PHP Storm, and IntelliJ IDEA. And then we're also working on updating our Eclipse plugin. And with that, I'm going to pass the mic back to Jim McKeith, who's going to open it up for some questions.
Fantastic. Great. Thank you, Sarina and Stephen, for the keynote. And now we're opening up to questions. So if you have any questions, just put them in the question panel there on the right. See, the right would be that way. And we'll do our best to get them answered for you.
All right. Can everybody hear me? This is Stephen Strake. All right. I did see the first question that came in. It was, what are you most excited about in the year to come? So that is an excellent question. There's actually so many exciting things with Sencha that I could keep you here until Friday, but I doubt you want to spend that much time with me. So I'll cover the quick high points. First, I'm really looking forward to talking to more customers. It's critical that we have our feet on the street and that we're not just kind of prioritizing our roadmap in a way that we think suits us, but it should actually suit you. Next, I'm really excited with engaging with our MVP community even more. Just last night, I joined the Discord channel. I'm sure I will get many questions in that Discord channel, but that's exactly what I want. So some other things are, I'm really looking forward to prioritizing our customer requests. Like I said, Ext JS was a big request that we had from a lot of people. And that's one that we're going to be trying to make general available in the next couple months. So we do have that beta, like I've mentioned a couple times. So feel free to go out there. We've also got some feedback requests from some Google Sheet forms that we'd like you to fill out. And then lastly, I'm very big about open communication, both internally and externally with our team. I love watching Elon Musk on Twitter field questions from people and not just hiding behind an organization. To me, general manager is just a title. I'm here to help my team succeed, to help you all succeed. And the only way to do that is with open communication. So lots of things to be excited about. Really excited to see how Ext JS is going to be impacting each of you and making your lives easier. All right, Jim, do we have any other questions?
Hey, I rebooted. Hopefully you can hear me now.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry about that. Yeah, so the next question is, how does Rapid Ext JS compare to Sencha Architect?
I'd like to take this question. Thank you. It's a good question. Myself, Sachin, I'm product manager of Sencha. So Sencha Architect will stay as standalone tool, and it will get continuous updates along with EXJS releases. Well, Rapid EXJS is a low-code Visual Studio extension that eases your kickstart of the project development with built-in templates. The exciting part is you can even import your existing project into the extension and start playing around.
Can you please tell me more about what's planned for the 7.7 release?
Yes, Jim. So as Sarina covered already, 7.7 is going to be a great update for our customers. It is going to address top customer requests, IDE plugin support for the latest IDE and EXJS version, CMD improvements, along with updates to Sencha Architect, Themer, Upgrade Advisor, and more.
And do you plan to publish the roadmap as a blog as you've done in the past?
Hi, this is Sarina. I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for joining us today. Yes, we are working on a roadmap blog post, similar in content as what we've presented today to you as we've done in the past on sencha.com. So please stay tuned for that. And we'll be publishing probably in the coming weeks an updated roadmap blog post, which will contain the contents that we presented today and then some additional information.
And what are the plans for GTX and Sencha test?
We are still working on our plans for GXT and Sencha test. Feel free to share your wish list with the product team.
What's the best way to share the wish list with you? For their feedback?
So generally speaking, on the product side, there's a couple different ways you can reach us. I would say, the best approach usually is, besides emailing us directly, would be to reach out to your sales representative or account manager on the Sencha side. That's a really good way to, let us know what type of functionality you're looking for. And then separately is also through support. The support team also ensures that we are well aware of the type of requests that customers are submitting, support tickets for. So those are really the kind of key channels, is the support and through our sales team. And then you can also get in touch with us directly, but we usually prefer those two routes because we actively track the type of requests that are coming through sales and support, and that also ensures that they're logged in our internal systems.
Thanks. Are there any plans to introduce capture component in an upcoming release? I see most of the applications that use that for security reasons.
Though I don't see a reason for a component here because it can be straightly integrated into EXJS application without any hurdles for capture.
Now we have released the support for IE versions. Any plans of blending both the toolkits?
We don't have any plans to blend with the toolkits. We plan to continue both classic and modern toolkit, working on parity features, which is a big focus of ours across the EXJS releases.
What's the current version of ECMA script JavaScript supported by Sencha command? What version is targeted for 7.8?
Sachin, do you have that information handy to cover? Otherwise, we can follow up with you after the call. Sachin, have we decided what version to target for 7.8 yet?
The information is not handy. I'll get this updated.
So we will follow up. Thank you for that question. We will follow up with you offline on that, on the version of ECMAScript that we are targeting or planning to target in the 7.8 release. Thanks for that question.
Is Sencha taking any steps to improve customer support? Or what steps are being taken to improve customer support? Even that might be a question for you. Anything you want to talk about improvements that are being done for customer support?
Yeah, we're definitely looking at customer support. I know that there's been a couple people that have asked that. We've got a great support manager. We've got a great support manager over there. We're going through the process of, how we escalate to the products team, how we're making sure that the tickets are closed out when they should really be closed out. And so there's definitely a hyper focus. I've got a lot of confidence in what we're doing on that side, but certainly we've got some room for improvement. So for sure, you should see some improvements on that side.
And here's another product question. Are there any plans, or is there a plan to upgrade Sencha command to support Java 17 or higher?
Yes, we have plans. We are working on that.
Okay. Is that something, will that be on the roadmap when it's published, or just some point in the future?
We have that with our roadmap. We are working on planning support for Java 17 and higher version.
And will you go back to providing nightly builds for early testing?
Yes, we regularly provide it, and right now 7.7 nightly builds are available on support portal.
Yeah, great. Let's see if there's more questions. Second here. Okay, that was the end of the questions. I thought there were more. So let's see. I see some more here in the chat. When will we see some new Ext JS components? Are there any new components planned on the roadmap?
So we usually have feature and improvement versions, alternate releases planned. So do you expecting any particular component, or it's in general?
It doesn't say, although it is top of the hour, so we do need to move on to the next session. There's one last question here. Can we make our own components or classes, or do we have to use the ones that ship? Are there examples how to make your own components?
Yeah, customers can use their custom components. They can develop using the base components.
Okay.
There is a way.
All right. So we need to move on to the next session here. So if you do have any additional questions, you can use the feedback form or go through the replay on the site there.